Hey guys, today we're reviewing part 3. A certain situation can be modeled by this equation. Complete the input and output table below. So we're going to plug in 0 for x, add 3, and we get 3. Plug in 1 and we get 4. Plug in 2 and we get 5. If you notice a pattern, then you can start writing them in as you go. Okay, but you have to make sure that the inputs are increasing by 1 to do that. So every single time it's 1 plus 3, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 3, 4 plus 3, 5 plus 3, 6 plus 3. Okay, Anna wants to go golfing. The local golf course offers a membership for $60 a month and $300 for a sign-up fee. Write an equation that represents this situation. So it's $60 a month, so $60 times m, which stands for the number of months. And I want you to be specific, so if you don't have this, please make sure that you do it now. Okay, so it's $60 times m, which is your months. And then you're multiplying that, or excuse me, you're adding that with the sign-up fee of $300. And that equals your total cost, and cost would be C. Okay, you can also use X, Y, or any variable that you would like, but just make sure that you specify what each variable means. Okay, so over here, given the following equation, y equals 3x plus 5, where y represents the cost of apples and x represents the number of apples you buy, how much would it cost you to buy 8 apples? So they told me that in this equation, the x stands for the number of apples. So I plug in 8, and 3 times 8 equals 24, and 24 plus 5 gives me 29. So y equals 29. Okay, so Nick decides to go on vacation. The hotel he decides to go to has rooms for $120 a night. It's supposed to be a night, plus a $50 fee for using the hotel pool. So write an equation that describes the following situation. So we have y equals the $120 per night, so times x, because we don't know how many nights he's staying, plus the $50 fee. So this stands for the number of nights, and y is your total cost. So if we stay for 0 nights, it's 120 times 0 plus 50, and that's going to equal our y. So if we just want to use the pool but not stay there, we pay them $50. For 1 night, it's 120 plus $50, or $170. For 2 nights, it's 120 times 2, which is 240, plus 50 is $290. For 3 nights, it's y equals 120 times 3 plus 50. So 120 times 3 is 360, plus 50 is 410. And finally, 4 nights, y equals 120 times 4, so that's 480. Oops, that's supposed to be a plus sign. Plus 50. So 480 plus 50 is 530. So if he would decide to stay for 14 nights, then we take our equation, plug 14 in, okay, and we take 120 times 14, and we get 1,680, add 50 on, and we get his grand total, his cost would be $1,730. A local Uber company charges $10 boarding fee in addition to $2 for every mile driven. So write an equation that represents this situation. Well, we always start with y equals, and we have how much that's going to be repeated. $2 for every mile. So X is the miles and Y is the cost. And we had, in addition to the $2 per mile, we have to pay that $10 boarding fee. So $2 for every mile plus $10. Make a table that shows how much it costs when you drive 1, 2, 3, and 4 miles. So over here, this would be the number of miles, and over here would be the total cost. So let's even do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, just because that way we know that we have our 0 term of 10. And I'm going to make a line. Oops, that's terrible. Let me try that again. Okay, so I know that it's 2 times 0 plus 10 gave me 10, and that was my y. And y equals 2 times 1 plus 10, whoa, my 10 got away from me on that one, which is 12. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 10 is 14. And 2 times 3 is 6, plus 10 is 16. And 2 times 4 is 8, plus 10 is 18. Okay, so now they want us to graph this situation. So the independent thing is the number of miles, because the miles are going to determine how much it costs. So the total cost is going to be dependent on the miles. So number of miles goes at the bottom, and total cost goes over here. We always start at 0, and we're going to do our number of miles increasing by 1, and our total cost, let's go up by 2. Okay, so if you didn't go up by 2, just watch me and make sure that you have a line that is starting at 10, okay? So if you need to pause and check your work, that's fine. Or if you need to pause because you didn't do this and start it going by 2s and try this on your own, that's fine as well. Okay, so at no miles, we're going 10, but at 1 mile, we're going 12. 2 was 14. 3 was 16. 4 is 18. 5 is 20, and 6 is 22, because if I keep going on, it's going up at a constant rate. And of course you would use a straight edge and make an arrow. So how much would it cost if you were driven, not got driven, that's terrible English, if you were driven 46 miles? Well, y equals, and you have your 2x plus 10, so you're taking 2 times 46, which gives you 92, plus 10 equals $102. How many miles would you go if you spent $108? So let's put the 108 over here, equaling 2x plus 10. Okay, so let's think about this. If I spent $108, how much did I pay them for the fee? 10 bucks. So really, I spent $98 every 2 miles, right? Because I'm taking away this fee from the 108 and I get 98 over here. So now, how many times does 2 go into 98? It goes in 49 times. So it would be 49 miles. And think about it this way. Over here was 46 miles and it was 102. Well, this number is only $6 more, which would be 3 miles. Okay, on this one, you get a job working at Chick-fil-A. The table below shows how much money you made for each hour you worked. Okay, so you have the number of hours and the money made. How much money will you make if you don't work any hours? Okay, well, if this is increasing by 3 every time, we've got to go back 3. So if we go back 3, we're at 0, 10. So $10. So that means that they already started with having a $10 bonus or something. If you make $40, how many hours did you work? Okay, well, if 10 is our 0 term, that was what was added on. And if 3 is what is repeating, that's times the x. So y equals 3x plus 10 is your formula. Now let's plug 40 in. Equals 3x plus 10. So let's take away the bonus. So that means I really make $30 for the hours that I'm working. If I'm making $3 an hour, I just divide by 3, so I'm working 10 hours. And that's all I have for you today. See you next time.